Alright, horror fans, get ready to plunge into 10 uniquely terrifying anime that will transport you into small towns full of cursed mysteries, spiral into cosmic horrors, or trap you in nightmares you can't wake up from. Each of these picks brings something different to the table, from spine-tingling psychological twists to downright gruesome body horror. Whether it's curses, paranoia, or mind-bending supernatural forces, here are the top 10 anime like Uzumaki, ranked from 10 to 1. So without further ado, let's get ready to embrace the creepy, the strange, and the downright horrifying. 10. Shinsekai Yori from the New World. Shinsekai Yori is not your traditional horror anime, but it has an atmosphere that creeps up on you. Set in a dystopian future where humans have developed psychic abilities, the anime follows a group of children in a small, utopian society. As they grow up, they realize that their world isn't as perfect as it seems. Forbidden secrets, mysterious disappearances, and strange creatures lurk just beneath the surface of this seemingly peaceful world. This anime's horror is psychological. It gets under your skin by slowly revealing how even the most peaceful-seeming communities can have dark underbellies. The kids uncover the terrifying truth behind their society's practices and the cost of maintaining order. The slow build-up and underlying tension make it the perfect watch for fans of Uzumaki, where horror creeps in and transforms the mundane into the horrifyingly strange. Shinsekai Yori blends psychological dread with moral ambiguity, leaving you questioning the fine line between civilization and cruelty. 9. Boogiepop Phantom. Think of Boogiepop Phantom as a twisted, horror-infused puzzle. Set in a city where rumors of a boogiepop urban legend are swirling, the story kicks off with a wave of bizarre events and disappearances. The anime is told in a fragmented, non-linear style that keeps viewers guessing as to what's real and what's not. Its dreamlike visuals, muted color palette, and haunting soundtrack create an atmosphere that's both unsettling and immersive. Like Uzumaki, Boogiepop Phantom isn't about one monster or one villain. It's an exploration of human fears, insecurities, and dark desires. The town becomes a living, breathing character with secrets of its own, and every episode offers a different perspective on the same bizarre events, slowly peeling back layers of horror. This style of storytelling adds to its eerie quality, making you feel like you're piecing together a nightmare you barely understand. It's a haunting experience that lingers long after you've finished watching. 8. Shiki. Shiki takes place in a small, rural town that gets hit by a string of mysterious deaths. The story follows a young doctor and a boy who start investigating the epidemic, only to discover that the town is under attack by vampiric beings known as Shiki. With its slow, suspenseful build-up and focus on how fear and paranoia spread among the townspeople, Shiki plays with themes of isolation and the claustrophobia of small-town life. As the villagers start turning against each other and desperation takes hold, Shiki transforms into a chilling reflection on human nature. It's reminiscent of Uzumaki's slow descent into madness, as the line between human and monster blurs. Shiki keeps you on the edge of your seat by showing how fear can turn people into something monstrous, questioning whether it's the vampires or the humans who are truly evil. The claustrophobic tension, eerie visuals, and moral ambiguity make Shiki a must-watch for fans of small-town horror with a supernatural twist. 7. Serial Experiments Lain. This anime is more of a psychological thriller than traditional horror, but Serial Experiments Lain taps into a deep, unsettling kind of fear. Following Lain, a high school girl who starts exploring the Wired, a virtual network resembling the internet, the anime delves into existential and psychological horror. As Lain becomes more involved with the Wired, her reality begins to blur, and she uncovers secrets that challenge her understanding of self and reality. Serial Experiments Lain isn't about jump scares or gore, it's about the terrifying potential of technology to dissolve our perception of what's real. The eerie, surreal atmosphere of Serial Experiments Lain feels like a digital age nightmare, where losing your mind might be just one click away. It's like Uzumaki in that it takes an ordinary experience, our relationship with technology, and transforms it into a terrifying unknown. Watching Lain unravel the mysteries of the Wired is a slow, cerebral experience that questions the nature of identity and existence itself. 6. Paranoia Agent. What happens when urban legends start coming to life? Paranoia Agent, directed by the brilliant Satoshi Kon, follows the story of a mysterious assailant known as Lil Slugger who attacks people in Tokyo. Each episode examines a different character who encounters Lil Slugger, and as the story progresses, we see how fear and paranoia spread like a virus throughout the city. What's fascinating about Paranoia Agent is how it explores the psychological impact of fear. The horror isn't just Lil Slugger, it's the way that society reacts to him. This is the same kind of creeping dread that Uzumaki brings out, where an entire town's psychology becomes infected. Satoshi Kon uses surreal visuals and fractured storytelling to create an atmosphere that's both surreal and grounded. Watching Paranoia Agent is like diving into a psychological fever dream, where fear is both the monster and the catalyst for the horror. 5. Higurashi When They Cry. On the surface, Higurashi is a slice-of-life story set in a small rural village. But as the anime progresses, it reveals a much darker, more horrifying side. Each arc resets the story, exploring different fates of the characters as they uncover a curse tied to their annual Watanagashi festival. Every loop reveals more about the town's dark past, and the cute, everyday interactions between characters quickly give way to psychological horror, paranoia, and violence. The way Higurashi peels back layers of normalcy to reveal the madness lurking beneath is akin to the spirals of Uzumaki. The repeated time loops add a dimension of hopelessness, as each reset brings new revelations that deepen the horror. With its isolated town, supernatural mystery, and gradual descent into insanity, Higurashi is the perfect anime for those who enjoy horror with a complex, psychological twist. The characters' attempts to escape their cursed fate mirror the hopelessness in Uzumaki, where escaping the town's madness feels equally impossible. 4. Parasite the Maxim. Parasite starts with a horrifying concept: alien parasites invade Earth, taking over human bodies by latching onto their brains. But when one of these parasites fails to fully invade 16-year-old Shinichi's body, it's forced to coexist with him, forming an unusual alliance to survive. As Shinichi tries to lead a normal life, he finds himself caught in battles with other, more hostile parasites. Parasite is all about body horror and the grotesque transformations that occur when the parasites manipulate human flesh. Like Uzumaki, it shows how people's bodies can be twisted into something horrific, but it also examines humanity from the perspective of a parasite, creating a unique philosophical angle. The growing sense of dread, the graphic horror of flesh being manipulated, and the existential questions that Parasite raises make it a must-watch for fans of cosmic and body horror. It's a chilling exploration of what it means to be human and what it means to be a monster. 3. Another. In Another, we follow Koichi, a transfer student at Yomiyama North Middle School's infamous Class 3-3, which has been cursed for years. Every year, students and their families suffer horrifying, mysterious deaths, supposedly triggered by an extra person whose identity remains unknown. As Koichi digs deeper into the class's dark past, the horror escalates, with gruesome deaths and relentless tension building toward an intense climax. The supernatural mystery and unsettling atmosphere in Another make it a terrifying experience. The curse that plagues the students has a visceral quality, like the spiral curse in Uzumaki that consumes everyone in its path. Another is packed with suspense and gruesome deaths, keeping viewers constantly on edge. It combines small-town dread with a closed-room mystery, where the fear of an invisible curse creates an atmosphere of suffocating paranoia. Fans of Uzumaki will appreciate Another's ability to turn everyday school life into a waking nightmare. 2. Mononoke. Mononoke is one of the most visually unique and artistically ambitious horror anime ever made. Following the medicine seller, a mysterious man who travels across Japan exorcising malevolent spirits known as Mononoke. The anime uses a mix of traditional Japanese art styles and psychedelic visuals to bring its haunting world to life. Each arc focuses on a different spirit and dives deep into the emotions and traumas that fuel these curses. Mononoke explores the horrifying side of human nature, showing how jealousy, betrayal, and anger can give birth to deadly spirits. Like Uzumaki, it delves into cosmic horror and the idea that the world itself is filled with unseen malevolent forces. The medicine seller must uncover each spirit's form, truth, and reason to exorcise it, which adds a detective element to the horror. The beautiful yet disturbing visuals and the psychological depth make Mononoke a haunting experience that's perfect for fans of unique, unsettling horror. 1. Devilman Crybaby. Devilman Crybaby is not just horror, it's a full-throttle dive into the apocalypse. The story follows Akira, a kind-hearted boy who becomes a devilman after merging with a demon. As he gains unimaginable power, he becomes involved in a battle between demons and humanity, but things spiral out of control as the fear of demons spreads, leading society to self-destruct. The anime explores the horrors of both human nature and the supernatural, making it one of the most visceral, emotionally impactful horror stories out there. What makes Devilman Crybaby resonate with Uzumaki fans is its relentless descent into chaos. Just like the spirals in Uzumaki consume the town, the fear and violence in Devilman Crybaby consume the world. The horror is cosmic in scale and full of disturbing body horror, but it also delves deep into themes of love, identity, and betrayal. The rapid, brutal escalation toward apocalyptic destruction and the raw emotional intensity make Devilman Crybaby a haunting, unforgettable experience. It's horror that doesn't just scare, it devastates, making it the perfect choice for fans seeking the ultimate, immersive horror anime. Each anime on this list offers a unique take on horror, from psychological and supernatural dread to visceral, cosmic horrors. For fans of Uzumaki, these stories aren't just about scares, they're about the gradual descent into chaos, where horror becomes a part of everyday life. Dive in, and don't forget to leave a light on.